Hello, everyone. My name is James, and I'm your host for this show called Digital Revolution. Now, we live in a new age. Unlike those that came before us, now there are so many things that have changed. Today, I was out and about and can't help but notice all the brick and mortar stores that have closed down, and all the news about all these retailers closing shop, brick and mortar retailers closing shop. Now, it's not necessarily a bad thing having all these brick and mortar stores, these malls closed down, big box chains closing down. It just means that change is here. No matter how much we want things to not change, that is the only thing that remains constant. And whether it is a change for good or bad, it's up to us. It is up to you on what you do about changes that are bound to come. Now, I'm here to help you navigate that change, because I know technology, the digital technology that we live in today, is not easy to deal with, especially if you're not used to this new era. Now, as I reflect on things that I can contribute, things that I can do to help you, the latest question that I received from someone was about an old computer that this guy provided his mom. And this old computer had Windows 7. We're now on Windows 11, so it's a little bit old. But what should we do with these old computers? If you had all the money in the world, you could probably just buy the latest and greatest, but not all of us can afford that. Not all of us are like Elon Musk, whose wealth, I think, has skyrocketed and is currently the #1 richest person in the world. And that's because of technology as well. And that's a reflection of this new age that we live in. These pioneers, whether you like Elon Musk or not, whether you like his politics or not, can't deny the fact that he is the #1 most wealthy individual in the world as of today. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to change. Stocks might drop. No matter how controversial he is, somehow stocks for Tesla, SpaceX, these companies that he has founded and led continue to impact people's lives today. And now, this question, whether you have an old computer or whether you have a need for a computer, let's see what we can do to answer some of these questions. All right, so the digital revolution, it's here and now. We live by new rules today. Businesses that refuse or were not able to adapt have filed bankruptcy, closed shop, and those that have thrives or survived. We also live with new tools and new challenges on a micro level all the way to macro levels. All of us face different challenges every day. some on a personal level, some on a global level. And one thing that is true today is that in the digital world, there is one planet Earth represented by bits and pieces of data, ones and zeros, digital, binary, and it is a translation of the real world, the physical world, into this abstract concept that we have shaped, molded, and has evolved many times over. And now the latest is this advancement in machine learning and eventually artificial intelligence, or AI. Now, who am I? How can I help you? Well, I graduated Bachelor of Science in Technical Management from DeVry University, summa cum laude. And this is a wonderful program for those that are in a position to help translate digital technology to everyday individuals. It's a mix of business and technology and technical skills. And I'm also a member of CODES, the Coalition for Digital Environmental Sustainability, headed by the United Nations Environmental Program and other co-champions of CODES. And I contributed to the action plan for a sustainable planet in the digital age. And all these people were also contributors on this report, on this document. And this will hopefully guide us as we navigate the stormy waters of today's digital revolution. So what to do with these old computers? Are we going to keep on throwing them in the landfills? We're going to recycle them? Are we going to just, make them paperweights? So the first thing with computers, or one of the main considerations, is the software, the brains, the code, the operating system, the kernel that runs the computer. Now, if you're considering what to do with these old computers, Windows 7 is pretty outdated, very vulnerable. You don't want to use that. But if you are to put in a new license on that old computer, because you can't upgrade Windows 7 anymore, it's going to cost you $139. That's pretty expensive just for a piece of software to license Windows 11. Now, the other consideration is your hard disk drive. An old computer is probably using the old magnetic hard disk drives versus the faster solid state drives that we use today. And the RAM. How much RAM is in that machine? So if you factor all that in, how much is it going to cost you to make this old computer usable? So this is what I did in Black Friday. I was actually trying to fix an old computer myself, and I know that the solid state drive was having issues, so I went to the market and tried to look for the lowest cost solid state drive, and it was about $60 at Black Friday at Best Buy. But this right here, I saw this. This is one of their deals at Best Buy. It's still in the market for the same price, $129, $129.99. So I guess you don't have to really wait for or purchase things during Black Friday, because this Black Friday deal right here is still available to us to purchase. Or I guess you could say Cyber Week, whatever you call it. But it's $129 for a laptop. This is not a Chromebook. This is a laptop with Windows. Now, I bought it. It's right here. See? pretty nice, actually. You know, I bought this because I needed something to write my book. I'm starting to write my first book, and I needed a good laptop where I can carry around, where the keyboard works. And so I bought it, but I knew it was probably gonna be problematic, and it was. It was very slow, very slow. You know, so I was ready to throw it out, drop it on the top of the roof. From the top of the roof, I was just getting impatient because it's like, you know, I just wanted to do basic browsing, but it was very slow, as expected with the Windows operating system on a very low powered equipment for $129. It's even cheaper than the Windows 11 Home license. So, should you buy it? It really depends on your budget, but if you don't really have a lot and you need something to work on, you know, just do basic computer stuff. Pretty much just browsing, go off the internet, and you don't really have to have a very high-powered machine. So, this is what I did. I changed Windows to the Ubuntu desktop. Now, Ubuntu is a distribution, a flavor, type of Linux operating system, and it is open source. Linux is open source. If you have an Android phone, Android is based off of open source, so Linux, the kernel. And what it means is that the code is available for everyone to see. Unlike Windows, where you can't see the code. Programming, coding, that will be another topic, another episode. But it is open source. And that means, you know, people that want to contribute to the code can. To fix bugs, issues, make improvements. And Ubuntu has evolved a lot, especially its desktop environment. Now, it's great for servers where you don't really have graphical user interface and all these other codes that make it unstable, like Windows, and make it very resource intensive. But before you do this, this is what I did to make it work. First, you're gonna need a USB-C to Ethernet adapter, because when you install Ubuntu 2022 desktop, it will not be able to run your Wi-Fi module, your NIC, network interface card, the Wi-Fi. It will not work. But if you have one of these adapters, you could hardwire your Lenovo laptop into your router so you can get the updates. And basically, once I was able to go online, I did an update and it got the drivers for the Wi-Fi network interface card. And then after that, I didn't need this anymore. Okay, so before you start this process, be sure to get one of these. This one is this works because the drivers that make this work is already built into the Ubuntu Desktop 2022. This is a Belkin USB-C to Ethernet adapter model F2CU040. You can probably get this off of Amazon. Shouldn't cost you more than $20 probably. And be sure you have your Ethernet cable, your Cat5e Ethernet cable, or Cat6 if that's what you have right now, because that's the new standard. This is still a Cat5e, but still pretty much works. So you're also going to need to download the Ubuntu desktop onto a bootable USB drive. And there's different programs to do that, but that will be for another episode on the details of these process. And then you need to change the BIOS to boot up from USB. With this Lenovo one, I think it's F2 to go into BIOS and select the proper boot order or something like that. We'll have to review that when we actually go into it. And then you install Ubuntu. And that's pretty much the process. And the results, this thing that I was ready to throw because it was very slow and I didn't really want to return it because the price was pretty good, $129. And the keyboard's nice, and the form factor, you know, I can just sit anywhere, sit on my couch or in the library or in Starbucks and start writing blogs, writing my book. But it was very slow. So if you're gonna go with this, I suggest upgrading it or replacing Windows with Ubuntu Desktop 2022. So that is what you should do with these low power devices, whether it's one of your old laptops or a new laptop that's underpowered. Replace Windows with Ubuntu because it gives you a more modern, more up-to-date software, and you might have to use different programs instead of Microsoft Office. You know, use Google Docs or LibreOffice Writer. There's other options that you can do, or if you really want to still use Office Word, you can do it on a browser. You know, just install Google Chrome into your new Ubuntu desktop, and then you can do your word processing there. And that is pretty much it. Is, you know, instead of throwing away these old hardwares that we have stockpiled somewhere, filling our landfills, we should make them workable again and current using open source technology. And that way we're saving the planet, you're saving dollars, and you're making someone happy. If you're not going to use it for yourself, you're going to give it to someone. And so let me know if you need help. Just comment below if you need advice, if you have questions on this process. But that would be one of the things that we need to do in this new digital revolutions. New rules, new tools, new challenges. So thanks again for watching. And if you have a question like this one, what to do with old laptops, old computers, just comment down below and I will do my best to help translate the digital world and this digital revolution to whatever you are doing, whether it's for your business, your career, for school. I am here to help, and good luck. We live in challenging times. We live in exciting times. And as what Morpheus from the Matrix asked Neo, are you going to take the blue pill or the red pill? The answer is up to you, and I'm here to help you. Thanks.